Hey, what's up, YouTube? John, I'm back, Mr. Death Pile. Sitting here on my 49ers blanket on my couch, wearing my Ohio State, what is that, 2014 National Championship shirt? Ohio State's still undefeated. That's my college team. I live in Dayton, Ohio, which is about an hour and a half from Columbus. And if you guys watched that Thursday night game, that was insane. I have to give props to Kyle Shanahan, even though I don't like him that much. The defense was insane. They played their asses off. Fred Warner, good job, man. He's the captain of the defense. And I think his name's Mac Jones. I don't even know. He's been doing a good job filling in for Purdy. Purdy sucks. I've been saying ever since they got Purdy, he's too small. He's been throwing way too many interceptions. All his balls get tipped. His hand's so small he can't even grip the ball hardly. I don't like Purdy, but I like the Niners. But anyways, so go Niners, go Bucks. Get that out the way. Don't click off. We're going right into a banger. Now, I'm cheating a little bit on this banger. This is not something that I have found, thrifted, or anything like that. This is out of my PC, but I just wanted to show you because these are actually for sale. These are the Jordan Delta 2s, and I bought these new from Nike.com several years ago now. And I think I paid like $120 for them. I did throw the box away, and I just never wore them. I mean, you can see you can see the bottom. Yeah, they've never been worn. But I really liked these. Well, first of all, if you look these up, this color, you can't find these colors. They're always some funky, weird colorway. And these are just black, red, and white. And I like that. That reminds me of his Chicago Bulls colors. Here's the other one. But yeah, I like another reason why I liked these and I picked this style, because some people think this style I think is funky looking, but I've never been a big high top basketball shoe, fan. And I like that these are more of like a mid or even like a trainer. I think that's another thing that appealed to me with these. They're legit. But yeah, I'm gonna sell these, I think, on Whatnot. I might just have them in my buy it now, just as kind of like a big ticket item in case somebody wants to get a little crazy during one of the shows. The reason why I'm not gonna sell these on eBay is because I don't have the box, and with eBay you have to do like that verification for anything over $75, and I want more than $75 for those because those are brand spanking new. But yeah, I wanted to show those. Also, as a bonus item, actually, let's do the bonus item like mid-video. I want to make you guys wait. I've got a bonus item to show you, and then also I've got one of Julie's rejects. So don't click off this fucking video. Stay tuned. Okay, so what we're going to talk about in this video, this is not going to be as long as my last video. If you haven't seen my first video, it's basically a giant list of everything you need to get started selling, reselling things. This video is going to be about what to resell. A lot of people ask, what should I sell online? Where do I get this stuff? And that's what I want to talk about. I do have some notes. I'm always honest with you guys. I'm very transparent when it comes to, I hate fucking salesmen. I hate buying a car is the worst thing ever. I've bought a couple houses in my lifetime, and that's a pain in the ass too. But basically, I don't like salesmen, and I'm never going to be a salesman like that. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to source things, what I do, where I get my stuff, typically what you expect to pay and what you're going to get from people online. So the first place that you can get things to sell is your own house. I picked my entire apartment. For hard goods, clothes. I went into my own closet and grabbed things. I've always been a sports guy. I coached basketball. I played sports. I played adult softball. Like, I've always been a sporty guy. So I had a lot of like Nike, Jordan stuff, things that I knew would sell. But yeah, pick your own closet. If you have any name brand stuff, things that maybe don't fit anymore, things that are just you want to replace and get some maybe some newer stuff. Yeah, but yeah, you can get things from your own house. I actually have a whole tub. I'll do a video. I have a whole tub of hard goods, like not even clothes, that I've just found that I'm like, oh, I bet I can get a few bucks for this. So it could be anything. It could be dishes in your kitchen. It could be small appliances. You could have an old air fryer that you don't use anymore that's still looks brand new. Like, if you're willing to ship it, you can sell it on eBay. Okay, now, once you've found everything in your house or apartment that you can sell, and let's say you start running out of things to list, like I did, and I wanted to keep the reselling thing going, so I actually just started maybe a month ago doing the actual thrifting. I wasn't on any social media on purpose. I feel like that helps marriages. But I just got back on Facebook just for the marketplace. That's where you can go on there and see what people are selling from their own homes, or there's garage sales, there's estate sales, yard sales. Garage and yard sales in my area are basically the same thing. People put some stuff up in their garage and then the spill out is on, into the driveway, into the yard. So whatever you want to call it, garage, yard sale, it's the same thing. But I got back on Facebook just so I could find those, and I've been pretty successful at them so far. Spring and fall, spring into summer, and then fall before the weather gets cold is probably your best times for garage sales. Obviously, I live in Ohio. Wintertime is brutal sometimes. No one's going to be doing garage sales in the winter. Also, summer can be insanely hot back here. So a lot of people aren't doing garage sales when it's 90 plus. It's still hot and it's October back here. So we're still in the 80s, I think, during the day, which is crazy. So yes, use Facebook Marketplace. Now, I haven't sourced hardly anything from actual Marketplace. One thing that I've found since I've gotten back on Facebook, it's literally been years. So you guys are going to just be like, yeah, why didn't you know that? People are being crazy on Facebook Marketplace. Why are people charging so much? Oh, I didn't wear my earbud. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. People are charging like eBay prices on Facebook Marketplace. Like, you can't really make any money. Like, also, I'm trying to think what else. So yeah, use online social media you can use that to source. Garage sales and yard sales are going to be probably your best bet if you're into hard goods, especially to find things like that. Clothes are kind of hit or miss, and again, it all depends. Some people want way too much for their stuff, and then some people want to just get rid of it. My kind of rule is, if I go to a garage sale and their prices are pretty close to or less than a thrift store, then I will probably buy things if they have good stuff. I'm not wanting to pay more than thrift store prices at a garage sale. So I think that's just an easy little model to kind of keep track of. Okay, so here's the part that I wish I would have known some things before I went to the thrift store. So make sure you guys listen to this before you go out to the thrift store if you haven't been yet. I just went to the thrift store for the first time, like I said, about a month ago. I don't think I had been since maybe I was in high school. I went one time with like my girlfriend when I was in high school and got a couple things because I thought it was fun. But so yeah, with the thrift stores, you have to just kind of go out and see what they have. Like figure out every area and every store is different. I'm gonna tell you all of my different tag and color sales, and then what I recommend for you is to go out to your stores and just communicate with, talk to the cashiers, talk to some of the people that are shopping. I'm just friendly with everyone, and you'll be surprised how much information and things come back, your way. Kill them with kindness. That's what I always say. So anyways, let's start with, I think, the thrift store that is everywhere, Goodwill. My Goodwills have a color tag system, and they just put a color tag in the clothes. The tag does not actually say anything. It's literally just a plastic color. Now, the way that they price everything depends on what type of item that you buy. I'm going to tell you my prices specifically for my items. If I buy a t-shirt at full price, it is $2.99. If I find a t-shirt that has the color tag of the week, they do one color per week. So say this week the color tag is black, which it actually might be now that I think about it. So the black tag is going to be half off. So that t-shirt, if I pick out a t-shirt with a black tag, it's going to be $1.50 instead of $3. So that right there is, t-shirts are not going to go for as much unless you find some crazy vintage band tee or some old Harley tee that's going to cost a lot. Most t-shirts don't go for very much. I do still pick up some Nike sports type tees, but at $1.50, I'm willing to pick up more t-shirts. At $3, you have to be super picky, just because you got to keep your buy cost as low as possible, and you have to be realistic about how much you're going to sell that shirt for. Let me take a drink. Most people, I mean, you're selling used clothes. People are not going to pay a lot of money for this stuff. Obviously, the more rare the piece, the better, whether it be vintage or whatever. So t-shirts are $3. All other tops are $5. It's actually $5.09, which I think is kind of funny. But, and then pants are $5.09. Now, blazers or they call it like outerwear or sports coats. Those are $6.99, and I have bought a couple of those. I'll show you in one of these videos coming up. And then I think the biggest price that you can get at the Goodwill, at my Goodwills, is $9.99, and that's for like jackets and coats. So if you find like a big puffer jacket, it's gonna cost you $10, but if you get the right one, you will definitely be able to flip that for a lot more. So that's Goodwill. And say like one color tag per week, that color is 50% off if you can find anything. And then on Sundays, at the end of the week, the color tag changes on Monday. On Sunday, they do 99 cents for that color. Now, in my experience, my short experience, there's not a lot of good stuff left if you wait till Sunday to go get the dollar items. You may find a couple of t-shirts, but people like me, my area is very competitive. I see the same people every week. If I go to the thrift stores, I see the same guys. I see a couple of the t-shirt bros that are only looking for t-shirts. The same dudes are following me from store to store. Like, it's a very highly competitive area here where I'm at. We have a lot of thrift stores. It's a very good area for thrifting, but I have a lot of competition. A lot of people are grabbing the good stuff before I can even get it. And also Goodwill is grabbing the shit in the back. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're newer to the reselling, Goodwill is cherry picking the stuff before it even comes out to the floor and putting it online and selling it at auction on goodwill.com or whatever. So just know that, and know if you wait till Sundays for that dollar items, I've already grabbed the good shit for $2.50 or $5, depending on what it is, right? So just know that. Now, I have other 15 minutes already. Holy fuck, I talk way too much. Okay, it's good shit though. It's good shit. Okay, the other thrift stores that I have in my area, I don't have Savers. I don't have, what's the other one? Red, white, and blue. I don't have that. But I do have one called American Thrift, and they have really good prices. This is how they mark their stuff, and I'm going to explain their sale. I don't know if you have an American Thrift by you, but I still want to tell you. So the way they do it is they're just sticking this on their clothes. They're fucking stapling it to the tag, sometimes the collar, which is terrible because they put holes in the clothes. So here's the color. The way that they do theirs is different than Goodwill. This is why I'm telling you guys. So they do 2 colors every 2 weeks. So it's like every other Tuesday they put 2 colors up. And then those 2 colors are 50% off. So, I mean, like, look at this. Whatever I bought was $2.50. And then if it was white tag sale, half of that, which is nothing, $1.25. So 2 colors on sale, 2 weeks. And then in 2 weeks, they changed to 2 more different colors. So very good prices. I like American Thrift. If you guys have that around you, if you don't, come to mine. There is so much shit out there. I can't get it all. I think everyone needs to be doing this. I would have been doing this shit like in high school or coming out of high school just for extra money. Okay. Now, this may look familiar to you. This may not. Again, a lot of thrift stores do different stuff. These are from my Salvation Army. So I want to show you these tags. They put the size on there and then how much they want. I don't know what the fuck the 7 and 8 and 2 and I don't know what that shit means, but there's the size, there's the price. Now, Salvation Army does something different also with their tag and color system. But I have taken advantage of this a lot and I've gotten some really good things. So what they do is they put, hang on a second. They put 1 color up every week, just like Goodwill. But on Wednesdays, they go fucking crazy. And they put every color but 1. I don't know how they determine which color not. Probably like the newer stuff, I'm guessing that they put a different color. Like the newer stuff has the tag color that is not on sale, I'm guessing. But on Wednesdays, they put every color on sale except for 1 color. So like, you know, pink and yellow, if they're both on sale, you know, this is $2.50, this is $2, much more reasonable prices to resell things. So on Wednesdays, it gets crazy in there. I've seen people line up before the store opens. I've talked to the cashiers and they're like, yeah, sometimes people start lining up at 9 a.m. They open at 10. This is a thrift store. Like that's my area for you guys, okay? Just to give you an idea. Okay, also another thing I want to talk about that I don't think many people are talking about this. There's not that many guys on YouTube doing the reselling. If you look up thrift videos, it's almost all women. So like I want to be another guy option for you guys to see like what kind of guy clothes, because I'm basically sell menswear. So hopefully there's a spot for me on YouTube. Hopefully I can gain some following. If you like this kind of stuff, again, I'm kind of being more informative in the beginning. Once I kind of get everything, more videos are going to just be like thrift hauls and like fun things. But we may even go out and do some things. I'm not going to edit though, so I got to be careful like shooting out. I can't be starting and stopping my video a lot because I'm not tech savvy. I'm not going to edit anything. Okay, anyways, so this next part I want to talk about, take advantage of what is in your area. And what I mean by that is certain things may be only like common to your area of thrifting that you live in, right? Like where I live, we have a huge Air Force base in Dayton, Ohio. It's called Wright-Patterson Air Force. It's like the Wright brothers and Patterson, which is a guy from Dayton. Anyways, but yeah, Wright-Pat Air Force Base is like right down the street. So I find like camo, Air Force stuff. I'm picking things like that up. Trying to think. My area is very industrial, blue collar, lots of car factories. I'm only about 3 hours south of Detroit, so I see a lot of like, I say this because I haven't found much of it really because it gets taken, but lots of Carhartt, lots of workwear, fire resistant stuff. Right down in Middletown, which is in between where I live and Cincinnati, there's a big steel factory. So lots of workwear. I try to pick up anything like that. There's like that FR stuff, Dickies. Trying to think. Another thing I want to talk about is buy cost and then what you can sell things for. When I first started, I was picking up, I don't want to say anything, but I was picking up things that I thought I would be able to make more money on, and I was wrong. So just be very careful and be picky about what you're picking up. I'm just going to give you some examples. A lot of people will leave like mall brands, and I am picking up a lot of those mall brands if it's good stuff and no flaws. You're not going to be able to sell the mall brand stuff for as much, but if you get it for the right price, there's still money to be made, and it does add up. An example, I sell American Eagle stuff. I had some American Eagle already in my closet. Some of the stuff sold. So I've been picking up some American Eagle. I've been picking up some Hollister. I don't fuck with like Old Navy or... Okay, here's the difference. You don't want to pick up like a store brand. Like Kohl's has like Sonoma. Okay, no one's going to buy Sonoma. But Kohl's also sells Nike and Under Armour and Vans. That kind of stuff you can pick up, but you got to make sure you don't pay too much for it because you're not going to make that much. Does that make sense? If you can pick up an American Eagle thermal, I'm just going to use that as a example. If you can pay $1 or $2, okay, cool. You might be able to sell that for $12. For a Hollister hoodie, you might be able to sell that for 15 to 20 bucks, but you don't want to pay $5. You don't want to pay $5 for that hoodie and then only sell it for 15, or take a best offer for 12 or something. You just, there's not much room. So you just have to be very careful. Like, polo type stuff, I'm okay with paying $5 for a polo shirt because, it might sell for 20. So just know that, like, if you're buying something for $1 and selling it for 10-ish, that might be okay, but you can't buy something for $5 and sell it for 10, because then after fees and everything, it's not going to be worth it. So if the $5 items you're trying to get 20-ish for, I'm kind of stealing this. I'm stealing this from Surf's Up Finds. He's over in Indianapolis. What's up, Brad? But he said this, and it really hit home with me because I was kind of already doing it in my head. I already had that number. And when he said it out loud, I was like, okay, maybe I am doing some shit right. So he basically said, I'm trying to make 10 bucks on every item I sell. And I think that's what I kind of look for. Like, if I'm buying a shirt for $1, like, I want to make 10 bucks on that. Same thing if I'm buying a shirt for $5, I need to sell it for enough to make that $10 after everything. Some things have not worked out like that. Some things have done better than that. I think it kind of averages itself out. You're not going to find all home runs. that being said, let's get into this. I just want to show this because I did not know. You guys have all heard of Robert Graham. I did not know Robert Graham made t-shirts. I found this. I thought this was really cool. This is a Robert Graham, and it's just an XL t-shirt. It's very small. I'm assuming it's men's, but it's just like blue and orange and green, and it's got like really cool stitching. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of cool. I didn't pay very much for it, and it is Robert Graham. So I wanted to show that as kind of a bonus item. Okay, let me look at my notes real quick and make sure I'm not forgetting anything for you guys. We talked about the tag system, the colors. We talked about buy cost. Oh, okay. So before we show Julie's rejects, I want to talk about some other sourcing that you can do to resell. Now, some of these methods I haven't used yet. I'm saying yet because it's a possibility that I might. But so there's a thing called retail and like online arbitrage. And what that is you're buying brand new product with tags on clearance, usually from like a different season or something. And then you're either holding on to that till the season comes back around, or you're just flipping it. So you're buying stuff from like Marshall's, Kohl's, TJ Maxx, some other stores online, maybe that are doing like crazy like clearance sales, and you buying that stuff really cheap, and then you're trying to sell it for more like a regular retail price. So that's the arbitrage part. I have not really done that. One thing that doesn't appeal to me with that stuff is I don't have a lot of money to tie up. So you're paying more for items, but you're selling them for more. So like you might pay $20 for a pair of pants, but you know you can sell that for 45 or 50 bucks. Does that make sense? But I don't have the money to tie up $20, $30 items. Like I can't just go buy a bunch of them and have that sitting and waiting to sell. That's not my business model. I like to do quick flips. That's why I'm gonna start doing Whatnot. Also, I'm gonna do a video previewing my next Whatnot show. I have a show scheduled for next week. I'll do a preview show showing you some of the stuff I found. To sell on Whatnot. Let's see. I'm gonna do $5 starts on Whatnot. Okay, so we talked about retail arbitrage. You can also source online. You can source on Whatnot. Some people source on eBay. Some people source on ThreadUp. So it's just, there's so many different ways that you can find product to resell. People buy return pallets from Amazon and from other places. People buy storage units and sell the contents that they find. People take consignments. I actually got some stuff from a buddy I work with. He was giving me free boxes and bubble wrap, and he knew I was doing this, and he saw that I was making some money on eBay, and he was like, hey, I got some stuff. I was like, can you just try to sell it? So I'm just gonna get rid of it anyway. I was like, yeah. So I got some stuff from my friend Brad at work. So yeah, I'm trying to sell that for him. We're splitting everything, which is cool. You know, he supplied it for me. I'm doing the dirty work, and then we're just gonna split the profits. It's not a bad deal. All right. Somehow I am talking for 30 minutes every time. That's insane. I promise the videos are not always gonna be like this, but I did have a lot of information that I wanted to get out there. Okay, Julie's rejects. Now, when I say she rejected this one, it's not that she rejected it, but like she did kind of make fun of it a little bit. So I'm gonna show you. I think it's cool. I'm gonna sell it on Whatnot. But check this shirt out. It has an all over print, which I think is crazy. It's like squishy. It's Bart Simpson. He's drinking a squishy. Look at that embroidery. That whole thing is embroidered. It's crazy looking. Look at his eyes. He's high as fuck. Off caffeine or sugar. Not the good stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know. This could be a fucking Walmart shirt. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. It's a medium men's, yeah. But that's something that maybe, you know, start at $5. Someone might buy it. We're gonna try it out. But Julie made fun of it. She's like, why are you buying kids shirts? All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. More videos to come. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good shit. I'll see you guys.